In the most progressive and eco-conscious part of America's society, picking mushrooms and berries in the forest became a brand new fashion. Not long ago it was a dirty homeless hobby, but not anymore. Now it's upper-class fashion. Growing some greens on your windowsill, preserving your free seasonal vegetables and fruits for the winter, making a meal at home instead of going out for the dinner. New, stylish, almost upper-class hobby. One influential magazine even gives a new trend called "There's no shame in surviving." As you already suspect, the reasons for the rise of this hobby are bloody simple and material. Food prices in both stores and restaurants rose dramatically, while other technical and distribution problems continue since the beginning of Corona crisis. Everyone remembers those epic clashes for toilet paper in American supermarkets. Then, due to panic, most of Americans didn't note the sharp rise of the prices. January to May 2020, so-called food basket is rising in price by 2.6%, chicken by 5.8%, beef by 9.6%, and eggs even by 16%. Diapers and holy toilet paper showed a staggering rise. First was explaining having problems with supply and closed meat processing factories. However, after the end of numerous lockdowns, prices are still rising. Rise of fuel prices also left its mark. As a result, from May 2020 to May 2021, overall consumer prices in America rose additionally by 4.2%. Another important indicator of inflation for Americans, prices for used cars, that went up by 24% over the past year. Only in April, prices for used cars went up by 10%. Rise hit the most sensitive part of the US population. Double-digit increase in prices for utility bills, electricity, gas and water. Price for gasoline also broke records, as Americans not used to pay more than $1 per liter. In addition, steel, aluminium and wood. Most popular consumer products prices rising most dramatically, and it's not the end. USDA officially stated that sale prices for soybeans from farmers will rise by 50%. Similar but less shocking rise will demonstrate vegetable oils, 16.5% to 19.5%, birds 13% to 16%, eggs and beef and fruits 5 to 9%. Federal Reserve's management promised to keep inflation on the level of 2%, but it's hard to believe in those hypnotic mantras, as prices for everything keep skyrocketing. Where to ship investments from dollar? Anxiously asking each other Americans in one famous forum. Maybe silver? Asking one of the members. I believe rice and stew, answering the most awakened and environmentally conscious one. American experts try to calm its citizens. There are no signs inflation will cause financial collapse, carefully suggests CNBC presenter Jim Cramer, while at the same time his critics say Cramer is wrong in 8% of his predictions. European economists tend to believe inflation in the US will rise up to 5% in the next 5 years. Despite official Washington claims that it's all due to Corona crisis, it's pretty obvious that the price crisis is man-made. Last year, America's economy was stimulated by trillions of fresh printed dollars. US food producers are among those who will try to take the biggest part of this massive pump, as people can't save on anything but food. The main problem is that rising prices now can be seen everywhere in the world. It already hit Europe and now slowly comes to Russia, challenging the most economically disadvantaged ones. As in US, the fastest growth shows everyday products. Basically, it's not the first time America facing double-digit inflation. In the 70s, they coped with the crisis as Nixon, just like today's Greta Thunberg, asked citizens to fly and drive less. In today's world, that kind of throwback can turn to disaster, and stratification to rich to poor already is pretty astonishing. While some keeps investing in extremely rising stocks that usually show sharp rise before global crises, others forced to store food stamps and can't afford to pay utility bills. If not controlled, an uprising is inevitable. While now in case to deliver mass disappointing government pumping economy with freshly printed money, Governor of California Gavin Newsom promised to give billions of dollars to rid off Californian debts for water and electricity. In the rich state of the United States, these bills and other household bills exceed hundreds of dollars monthly and keeps rising. Poorest of the state for some time now can't allow to pay them, and debts keeps growing. To smooth outrageous inequality, local authority come up with a fancy idea. Set bills not on consumption, but on payers' income. This means richer Californians now will pay for the poor ones. However, all of these new printed money will weaken dollar, which will lead to even bigger inflation. For more than a year, American media, internet platforms, social media tried to show amazing life if Biden wins the election. Today, empty fridges are the best proof that Americans were once again deceived. 42 million of them are forced to save on food, and empty fridges has good chances to beat almighty social media and propaganda, and win if Donald Trump or his political clone is highly possible during next election. Worldwide export of America's inflation has real chances to become a serious challenge for the humanity. Nowadays, even ones who are far from being economic disadvantaged are afraid of their supermarket bills. What about those living for a few dollars a day? Without doubt, inflation is the next generation weapon in an undeclared war, where US is fighting against the rest of the world. If you liked the video, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell.